Okay, when you think of Paris, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's the Eiffel Tower, right? It's this incredible symbol of romance and beauty. But what if I told you that when it was first built, people absolutely despised it? I mean, they thought it was one of the ugliest things they'd ever seen.
No, seriously, I'm not kidding. When the plans first came out, the who's who of the Parisian art world, they freaked out. They actually published this furious letter calling it, and I'm quoting here, a gigantic black smokestack. They saw it as this horrifying insult to their beautiful city. So that's the big question, isn't it? How in the world did this monstrosity become one of the most beloved landmarks on the entire planet? Well, that's the incredible story we're diving into today. All right, to really get this, we've got to go back to the very beginning, to its really unlikely start.
So the year is 1889. Paris is hosting the Exposition Universelle, basically a massive World's Fair. And this wasn't just any fair. It was meant to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution, and boy, did France want to show off. The whole point was to scream to the world, we are the leaders in technology and engineering.
And into this scene walks Gustave Eiffel. And his idea, it was completely audacious. He proposed a 300-meter-tall tower made entirely of iron. Now, you have to understand, this wasn't just going to be big. This was going to be the tallest structure ever built by human hands. It would literally dwarf everything else on Earth.
But you know, a vision that huge, it was never going to be that easy. It immediately kicked off this massive controversy, a real battle between the old world of art and the new world of industry. And you can see just how divided people were. For Eiffel, this was a masterpiece of modern engineering. It was light, it was elegant. But for his critics, they saw a total insult to French taste, just a crude factory smokestack plopped down in the middle of their beautiful city.
And this is what I find so fascinating. Eiffel didn't just defend it as an engineering project, he argued it was a totally new kind of art. He said its beauty wasn't in paint or stone, but in the pure mathematical beauty of its curves. For him, the engineering was the art.
Well, despite all the protests, the project got the green light and construction began. And this is where things get really interesting, because the sheer genius of the construction started to win people over. The controversy slowly started turning into a triumph.
The build itself was a show. It started in 1887, and using more than 18,000 iron parts that were all made off-site, it shot up into the sky. By March 1889, just over 2 years later, it was done. People were just stunned. The speed, the precision, it was unlike anything they'd ever seen before.
And get this might be the most incredible part of the whole story. There were zero fatal accidents during construction. I mean, think about that. For that time, building something on this scale was incredibly dangerous. To build the world's tallest structure with a perfect safety record, that was just unheard of. It was a testament to the incredible planning.
So the big moment arrives. The tower opens to the public. And right away, the entire narrative starts to flip. Everything changed almost overnight.
So while that Parisian elite, the artists and writers, were still grumbling, the rest of the world fell head over heels. Millions of visitors from all over the globe came to the World's Fair, and they were absolutely captivated. They climbed it, they took in the breathtaking views, and they loved it. The public had spoken, and they had drowned out the critics. And that overwhelming public support was absolutely crucial. It was the first big step in saving the tower and securing the incredible legacy it has today. Okay, here's a crazy fact for you. The tower was never supposed to be permanent. The plan was always to tear it down after 20 years. Can you even imagine? But Gustave Eiffel was a pretty smart guy. He wasn't about to let his masterpiece get demolished, so he came up with a plan to prove it was indispensable. He started pushing its scientific value. It became a lab for weather experiments. Then, during World War I, it was a super important radio transmission hub. Later, it was used for the first television broadcasts. It went from being just a tourist attraction to a piece of vital national infrastructure. And by then, there was no way Paris was letting it go. And that love affair has just never ended. Today, more than 6 million people visit every single year. That makes it one of the most visited paid monuments in the entire world. That wave of popularity that started way back in 1889, it's still going strong.
So it's really come full circle, hasn't it? That iron lattice that was once dismissed as a factory smokestack is now admired by everyone for its delicate, almost lace-like beauty and its incredible craftsmanship. The thing they once hated is now the very thing they love.
And that kind of leaves you with a really interesting thought, doesn't it? The story of the Eiffel Tower proves that our ideas about what's beautiful and what's ugly can totally change. So it makes you wonder what modern building or structure that people are criticizing right now might just turn out to be the next beloved global icon of tomorrow.